In the Round is all about highlighting musicians on their music journey. Whether they're local, regional, or touring coast to coast, they all have great stories to tell. We're looking for the stories that allow us to get to know them in a different light. The funny, the heartwarming, all the lows and highs, and of course the music that was born from that journey. Hey, I'm Dee, I'm a musician, I'm a music lover, and I'm your host. Let's jump right in.
Ukulele to me has always been this, it's just been this unique, like fun, inviting instrument. I was on a Bahamas trip with Boy Scouts.
Oh,
like in middle school. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was 2 weeks.
Wow.
And we were on this boat for 2 weeks and like fresh fish every day. And like, it was amazing. And I got a Ron John surf shop ukulele. And this guy, his name is Wes. And he's like a ninth grader at that point. And he's like, dude, you got to learn guitar. Like, you know, if you want to look cool,
Joke's
man,
on you, Wes.
You gotta learn guitar. Which is like, to me, it was like, oh, just learn an instrument.
Yeah.
Like in my brain. And yeah, joke's on you. Okay. It's not the same thing.
Hope you're doing well, Wes.
Yeah. No, Wes is the coolest dude. He got me into Vampire Weekend.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which
all right.
I don't guiltfully need. I love them.
Yeah.
I love Vampire
No,
Weekend.
absolutely.
And also Real Big Fish, which are two crazy
Yeah.
different bands. But Real Big Fish, loved it. Got into ska. But yeah, I taped the tuning pegs to have them be in tune one summer. And I was at my cousin's house on vacation in Kansas City, and there was like a day we didn't do anything, so I just practiced strumming for 5 hours.
Oh my God.
And I played that thing. Then I got another ukulele, but I played for like 3 hours a day. Like,
Oh my gosh.
just learning songs. And there was just this infatuation. Like, I had never been into anything before, but I'm so glad that I got hooked on this thing. And something about it was so unique. And I was in this ukulele club in high school, and I felt bad about it too, because people around me are all playing guitar, and people are like, hey, when are you gonna like play big guitar, you know? And I just felt like guilty, but also was like, no, but like I love this so much.
Yeah.
I love the culture behind ukulele as well. And it's just bizarre that some songwriter from Iowa is playing ukulele, but it's like, you know, like I just really love it. Like something about it speaks to me, and I'm not a loud singer. And so the ukulele was this like perfect match of like tone with my vocals, and like it was so inviting because the chords are really like easy to learn at first.
Yeah, actually plays well, not as well as you, but I do
Oh, yeah.
play it. Because four strings are
No.
bust. I can't do guitar to save my life. I don't know,
Yeah,
those extra
guitar
strings
is
just
scary.
throw me.
And it hurts.
Yeah,
a lot.
It hurts.
Yeah,
it's true.
and now of course like I'm playing guitar and did at Wells Fargo, and like playing electric too, and getting into guitar pedals.
Yeah. So this led you though to going to Hawaii twice a year.
Yeah, and so I played for this magazine thing, did a video with my best friend from college, Michael Bowden. Now he does video for Jam Card, but used to work with Corey Wong and tour with him, and electric guitar player. So he's doing crazy stuff. But yeah, and KoAloha saw it, and I thought it was a spam message. And they're like, dude, we'd love to send you an ukulele. We see you're playing like a cheaper one. Like, we'd love to just give you one for free, which is so nice.
Gosh.
So the one that, so that one over there that I played in the video here was from them for free.
Wow.
And it's their 25th anniversary Koa wood, and I only dreamed about an ukulele like that. And I've known about KoAloha since playing. Like, I've known about KoAloha, Kamaka, and Kanalea. Those are the three top tier that people talk about. And so super high end. And they're making me a custom right now too, with my birthmark on it and stuff on my eye.
Right.
Yeah, so cool.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like almost done.
And so,
They can
and
make
they're
custom.
sending it to you. But then, so
Yeah.
you go back and do events and
So I go back
play
and
shows?
play shows at like Maui Brewing, and like there's a podcast called Ukulele Site, and they interview a lot of ukulele players, and they're just a small family there at KoAloha, so I get to hang out in the factory.
Oh, amazing.
And they're so nice, and I'll do like video out there, and do perform and like help you know, with anything they get at the factory or something. But I just feel like I'm part of the family a little bit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I've been to their like houses, and like they have been so nice to me at KoAloha, and they've like helped, you know, taught me so much about culture out there too, and showed me really cool spots around the island, around Oahu. So I've really only been to Oahu and the Big Island.
I am here with Andrew Hoyt talking in the round. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, it's so good to see you. Thanks so much for having me today.
Absolutely. Obviously, we know you're a musician. That's why you're here. We know you're wonderfully talented. That's why you're here. But we kind of want to talk about, let people get to know you a little bit better. And very recently, you saw a wonderful, successful event in Des Moines and got to open for AJR at Wells Fargo. So there was some great press and images that came out around that. But what was the emotion? Can you walk us through that day? Because I know that was like a really last minute call and you've kind of told the story, but I want to hear the in-between bits of the panic and terror and all the other things that I'm sure.
That's it. It's just panic and terror.
Just panic and terror. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a wild day. I truly was feeling kind of low. Because I've been doing the music thing full time for about a year, about 10 months, almost a year. And feeling like, am I doing the right thing? And I just kind of was in this season of feeling not the best about the decision that I made of doing music full time with, finances. And I had all these, opportunities for sure to travel. And I got to go to Nashville, whenever I wanted to. I've been going to LA for shows and things and been seeing friends throughout and seeing them, I had friends play at Whiskey Jam in Nashville and all of them on the bill, I'm friends with and got to hang out in VIP. And to be part of that family across the United States is really fun of artists that are, writing not just in Iowa but also just around
active and
living
still, community of musicians
that are doing the thing and very grateful. So I just I feel like I've had a lot of friends to have great opportunities and I'm very grateful for them and seeing them on TV and be able to text them and be like, congrats dude, that's so cool.
Right.
And be so happy and truly am. So I go on this run downtown and I park downtown, which is not normal. I usually will run from my apartment, but I was like, I don't want to park downtown today and let's get some new views while I'm running. So I'm on the run and I get a message from Live Nation on Instagram and it's someone that I've never met before. We've never met in person. He said, hey man, are you free tonight? And I knew he worked for Live Nation, but I didn't know if this was going to be like a $20 gross smelly bar gig on a Tuesday night. So I thought about it. I was like, do I want to say I'm free? So I was like, yeah, I'm free. What's up?
Yeah.
And he says, keep us on DL. Okay. But we're looking for an opener for AJR. If you're available, awesome. I'll check it out with their management, see what they think. I didn't really think anything of it because I assumed that he was talking to 20 people. I don't really know.
Yeah, right.
But I assumed that he was just getting his feelers out, but I responded right away. And I said, hey, here's my new song coming out soon. And I was really happy about that. So I was like, you can send that over if you need to. Let me know. So I start running and I had the thought of, should I go home and maybe prep and take a shower?
And just in case I'm playing in front of thousands of people tonight?
Yeah, get my gear ready. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. There's no way. So I run and thankfully it's really busy traffic because it's end of the day. So I'm stuck kind of in the same blocks and I get a message from him and he said, hey man, it's out of my hands. Fingers crossed for you. I hope they reach out to you. I take 3 steps. I get a call from this number that I don't know, and I pick it up, and because it could have been somebody pranking me, for sure. Could have been, hey, this is. He's like, hey, this is with AJR, and it's really funny. Could have been a prank, but right when he said that, I immediately turned, and I'm out of breath. Right, so I turned to my car, and it's windy, and I'm tired, and I said, hey, this is Andrew Hoyt. He said, hey, we need an opener for tonight. How far are you from Wells Fargo? He's like 30,
30 steps.
45. And I said, I'll be there in 15, dude.
Yeah.
I'll be there. And I could tell he's tentative, right? So I'm trying to, I'm like, hey, 15, I'll be there ASAP. And he said, okay, just text me what car we should, look for. And he's like, what are you going to play? And I have no idea.
You're like, good question.
Yeah, I was like, let me think about this. And I said, sorry, I was just on a run. Yeah. That's why I'm out of breath. I'm so sorry. And it's windy.
I'm not having a panic attack yet. But,
yeah. And I said, I'll play electric guitar and ukulele probably. And just trying to grab thoughts from my brain. And I get in my car, call my girlfriend. I probably should call my mom first, I think. But call my girlfriend. She didn't believe me the first 3 times I said it. And because
This is how it happens, man. These are how these opportunities happen. The blink of an eye, I feel like.
I guess. And I like called her. Her boss is singing in the office because it's the end of the day. And she doesn't believe me. She said, okay, figure out if I can bring my camera and get a ticket for me, which I didn't think about right away because it's only been 5 minutes.
It's a good point. You're like, I don't even know if I can get there, let alone.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to call me and say, hey, sorry, dude.
JK,
actually, we're not going to have anybody.
Right. Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because as you know, in the music industry and in any industry, you have all these opportunities and people are like, you're totally, hey, we're going to have you for this.
Yeah.
Like I've had so many things fall through. Like one time I did it like a jingle thing and I won 10 grand. And a week later, they're like, hey, dude, actually, you didn't win. And they chose their second place person for first place because
this is upsetting.
Because I didn't do the video correctly. So I put it on my story instead of on a post. Yeah, it was just so bizarre. And so there's things that you get and then you don't get. And that's just how it is, you know? And maybe I gave too much info with this in the podcast.
Nope, this is what we're doing, deep dive.
And I guess I still like need to go to therapy over that. Anyway, so I was ready for a call, like to be told, sorry, bro. And so I got to my apartment, got all the stuff I needed. Do I need merch? I don't know. Put merch in. What should I wear? I asked my girlfriend, what should I wear? And
grabbing like a houseplant and a lamp, and you're just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Bring furniture? But I brought all the stuff I would for a normal gig. And I started driving and they called me again. They're like, hey, so just making sure you need this and this. Yeah. And they're talking about what I need for like equipment. I get there. I forgot my in-ears because I was just in such a rush and they had extras, of course. Yeah, but that was a perfect time to use my like all clear from Nashville in-ears and everything. But totally missed that. That's fine. But I get there and they're running through the things like in 10 minutes, right? So we're like, okay, lighting guy comes up. And they all had really fun nicknames. Like one guy was named Cupcake or something.
Oh gosh, I love it. Those crews that just ride together all the time and like.
Yeah, another person was named Little Man or something like that. Like weird, and I didn't know if they were joking or I didn't know. And so the lighting guy said, "Are you gonna move it all?" I said, "No, man. Like I'm cool with whatever. I trust that you got it figured out."
Yeah.
And he said, "Cool, sounds good. We got it. I'll do this. Okay." And it was that fast.
Wow.
And then with logo. I just airdropped it to the guy. Yeah. He's like, thanks, dude. We
Technology,
got your logo.
man.
Yeah. He's like, okay, what else do we need? Oh, yeah. So D-I-K, do you need a guitar stand? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Looks like we're good. Okay. And what's funny is that it was all the same stuff that I usually do, the same conversations that I have, the same equipment, the same melodies, same songs, but just happened to be in front of a different kind of crowd. But I shook hands with like 40 people, forgot all their names except for Cupcake.
Yeah, of course.
I had to remember that.
Lives on forever in our hearts.
That's a great one.
Yep.
And I shake hands with like their main manager. He gets off his e-bike that he brings to all the stadiums and arenas.
Oh, hilarious.
And to scoot around in, and he gets off and he shakes my hand. He said, hey, you're doing us a favor, man.
And you're like, well, can I cash in on this favor later? No,
I said, hey, you're doing me a favor. Like, this is backwards. But everybody, and I think that's why I felt so comfortable too, is everybody had the welcome mat in, and they were like, we're so thankful for you.
Wow. And that makes a huge difference for the confidence, like you said, going into your actual performance, feeling like you can own that stage because these people are welcoming and they have your back. And
it was just weird. And I'm a nervous dude. I think I was more nervous to meet my girlfriend's parents than I was to play at Wells Fargo, which is really maybe a good.
That is real, though. That's very real. So. Like small groups of people that know all the words to your songs. You're like, well, now I can't mess them up.
I don't know what it was. It just felt like playing with the XBK crew. Like it felt like this warm, like comfort where I could do no wrong. I really don't know how though.
Wow,
I don't know
how. That's incredible.
Yeah, if it would have been 6 months of prep, 6 months, I probably would have freaked out.
Yeah,
a little bit.
That's like, a good point. There wasn't time for you to. You were just like, I gotta show up.
Yeah, I got so lucky. Like, I really made a huge mistake, a really big decision to do music full time.
Yeah,
and to like get that like as an answer was so awesome.
You're on stage. You've got your plan of attack. You know what you're gonna do. So
Yeah, well, I see people I know, and when I get up, I'm like, oh, I know 5 people already just from one glance.
Wow.
Because Des Moines is a small town. It was just the perfect opportunity with stars aligning. Like, I'm glad I didn't like have the opposite happen where I was struck by lightning, or.
Yeah.
But I truly got so lucky because it was a hometown show, and it was people that I saw from high school, college, from playing shows, from playing for people's weddings, from playing for, this culmination of 10 years of doing this, as you know, driving somewhere for 4 hours, getting paid just for gas maybe,
Yeah.
and then driving back, and then not, and significant other is maybe asleep when you get back.
Yeah, right. Like, it's a
Or-
Grind. It's
Yeah.
enjoyable, but it's a grind.
It's a grind, and you're busy every weekend if you choose to be. And I made a lot of sacrifices, but also was very lucky and blessed to have that 10 years of time of doing all those shows.
Like, your muscle was worked. Your muscle was primed and like you've put in that time over 10 years. So it makes it easier for you to say yes to this opportunity,
Right. And I guess I'm just saying that too, mostly because it felt like it was worth doing all that.
Right. Like it
I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Like this feels like all that work has kind of paid off.
Yeah, right.
And so like all these dots, like connecting stars, like just connected stars aligning of all these people that I've met and worked with and seen and played for, and people are like, oh yeah, I saw him at the farmer's market, or he played for my birthday. He's my music teacher.
Yeah, right.
You know? So from teaching elementary school music for 4 years in Ankeny. But yeah, and so playing on stage, I would feel like I'd shake to grab my instrument, but I didn't. Like, I just grabbed it, I went for it, and I was just honest right away. But everybody was so supportive, and people were singing along, and my listens and all my like schematical.
I love it.
Never
Let's roll with it.
All my
like
listens and things went just spiked from
Oh,
that
I
day.
can imagine.
And
That's
like
huge...
I got all these tags on like social media that I was sharing, and so my girlfriend and I, after the show, we sat down. She's like, all right, because she works in branding.
Right, yeah.
So she's like, let's look at these. Let's share stuff. Let's post the pictures I took like now, and let's go through. Which is like, I would have waited 2 days and been like, hey guys, by the way,
oh yeah, I did this.
Thank you so much. But she's like, no, we got to post now, and really helped me with that. And so we went through all these stories, and man, just what a bizarre way to end the day where I was just down and like, why am I doing this? To then go open up for them and meet their management. And so I sold out on merch within 5 minutes of playing.
Oh my God. That's incredible. Like you said, you've been full-time musicianing it, so you're not a teacher anymore. This is like your core, what you're doing day in and day out. And it is a grind. It can wear you down because sometimes you have amazing shows playing to 5 people. Other times you expect a big sellout and it's not there. Or, like there's all these things that can kind of curb your confidence of, did I make the right choice? Like you were saying. I mean, you said you've been doing this for so long. You know what I mean? Like you've earned it, and that you are a really delightful, genuine person. I can say this. I know you. But you've put the work in, and you're really good, I will say, about having merch at every show, having a really solid brand, because it's about people being able to easily find you online and stream those songs. So you're to me, doing it the right way.
Cool. Thank you. And honestly, like, if anybody self-doubts himself, like, I 100%, like, every morning I look in the mirror and be like, you can't do that. Like, and I don't know what happened at Wells Fargo, because something switched, or I turned something off, because, man, like, I don't know how I did it. And to have done it, like, I feel so much like more like assured of myself for like, okay, I never thought that I could even have the opportunity or even do it.
Yeah.
And so...
You're like, wait, I did it and I nailed it. Oh, I stuck that landing. Like, holy crap.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, like, I hope that, like, this, like, helps me, because I honestly need confidence, because, like, I don't have a ton.
It's hard to self-propagate that. Like, it's hard to constantly feed that font within yourself that requires the confidence to get on stage. Because here's the thing, if you get on stage and you're not confident, people can smell it right away.
I just am very thankful and am very blessed to have opportunities that I have and people that are very nice to support me. And I want to be able to do that for people too. You know, I feel like I have so many people that are nice and I don't know if I give enough all the time. And so it's a really good like reflection, like, okay, like I want to like, you know, if I have something cool that I can help, you know, someone with, or
that's community,
like,
right?
Yeah,
that's, I feel
sure.
like something that connects musicians in general who are doing it right to me, you know, like, I know touring with the host country or when we'd go out, like you just always got to be kind to people because you never know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
And I think that comes across and that's what leads to more bookings at certain venues or like if you lead with kindness, you know, like that's the way to go. You know, there's a certain level of ego maybe that's needed to be on a stage and to play and to perform. Sure. But as you were speaking to, there's a difference to me between performative kind of more fake maybe confidence and the confidence that comes from being a genuine artist, you know, and having a genuine desire to, you know, share your music, share like the experience and
as we all know, relationships are where it's at and it's about being a good human and treating people nicely and it's not about like what you want out of something, which is the worst way to think about it. It's truly just like friendship, hanging out with people, and then building together, which I love. And I don't think I've seen a lot of the latter, a whole lot. I think I've seen more of the building community and like people being like just grateful to work together. The stuff in Nashville that I've been doing, like with recording out there, I feel like that's kind of measured up. Like it's fun that I had the Wells Fargo thing because I feel like this project I'm working on out there, when I like left LA, like from that really fun songwriting 2 months, I was on the plane or just about to get on the plane and I emailed to work with Lucas Morton out there, who I've listened to forever. He produces for Jordy Searcy and has worked with like some really cool artists that I love. And I got to work with Keith Urban's drummer out there too, with Terrence, and people that I've known that Lucas put together. That I was like, oh yeah, like I know all these people from like 10 years of following their music, and Nashville is small, you know, and so I was so blessed to work with them. Yeah, it's been wild, like especially like doing the thing full time. Like, there's things I need to change about what I do for sure, and about like playing those shows now that I want to do, like, you know, more regional stuff and like drive out more, but also like I just don't know what to do still. So it's hard because
there's not a direct path. Like we joked, you know, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But sometimes even getting these big opportunities, it doesn't necessarily lead to long-term opportunity, you know? So I think what you said about creating that for yourself is key. And I see you do that. Andrew's got a really great social media presence. Like you do these great videos, and actually your recent single, Moody.
No, it actually comes out Friday.
Friday. Okay, it's coming
Friday.
up. Okay. Yeah. So it's not out yet.
No, but I've like been like promoting it. Like,
yeah, you've been pushing it.
And
And what I love is you've been putting out, and again, I work in the marketing world too, so I'm always like keeping an eye out for that. But you've been putting out different videos. I just think it's really fun. And it's such a catchy song. I hope like everyone goes and checks it out because it's just absolutely delightful.
I'm asking nicely, politely. You get me so moody. Something about your smile just moves me. Simple yet effective, no look-see. You get me so moody. No. Got up in your groovy personality and you're carefree. Life and love and living so sweetly. You get me so moody.
Got to hear the rest of it, but so gosh, so many things I want to touch on, but I want to talk more about Nashville and things like that. But I want to go back to, I think it's so important. There's this theme you mentioned where you called going to music full time was making a mistake a year ago. Because you left teaching. You had, a stable job. You were somewhat in music. I mean, teaching K through 5 is sort of music. I'm just kidding. I'm sure they were delightful, but you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
And then,
it's all management, truly. Just a lot of like, hey, make sure we're sitting
sit
nicely.
over here. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure hey, what's beat? Can you please apologize?
Right.
Can you say sorry? Okay, can you say sorry? Okay, thank you.
You kind of call it a mistake, and I know it's something I feel like we don't talk about. Like, it's easy to talk about the highs. Like, there are these incredible things, but kind of how we've been touching on, there's this journey of getting there. What was it that actually made you go, okay, I'm full-time music, I'm going to do it?
Yeah, there's a lot happening in my life. So like the year before, like 2022, I just had some like family stuff going on and just stuff in personal life with relationships, and I was feeling really down, and I, have always pursued music, but it's always been less than 100%.
Right.
And I just I was, going to therapy during this time and just feeling really low, to be really honest, and just hanging my head down all the time. And I was 28 at the time. And I was like, man, like I had so many dreams that I wanted to achieve before 30, which I know 30 isn't a big deal, but it's like such a like stigma, like not stigma, but once you pass 30, you're old.
Yeah, right.
Like,
oh, I'm feeling it. My knee hurts all the time. It's fine. But it's also like a self-imposed deadline. It's something that you can look to and say, I want to do this by then. Yeah. Yeah,
and like I said, I had a lot of fun opportunities to just fall through, and I think I've learned to just not rely on like, because I'm like, oh, someone will swoop in and someone will just be like, hey, here's your dreams.
Yeah.
They're coming true. And I'm like, I can't.
Where's
I can't
the dream
do
fairy?
That. Yeah, I've got to like create on my own. So like I started like the whole podcast journey of like self-improvement, and I was like, my apartment before this kind of like life reflection, big reflection, was not great. I don't know if it smelled bad, but it didn't smell like
sure.
I didn't have a candle. Like,
yeah.
I didn't have candles.
There were some things lacking. There
was no
decor.
There was no, color scheme or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, if I want to have like an awesome adventure and be really grateful and like just like have that life I want, like I'm going to have to like do some things different. And I wasn't doing anything like really necessarily bad, but like I wanted to have the opportunity to play my music and tour and like do all these things and still want that. So what do I have to do? Okay, well, I want to like feel better and like want to look better to what I believe will, I want to be feeling good when I do photo shoots. And
it's the dress for success conversation, right? It's, that's
sure.
the line. It's like you can tell your outside wasn't reflecting your inside.
Sure. And I just wanted to feel like accomplished with that too. And like so I started like working out every day, and I don't know how to lift, but like I've like tried my best and I got help from friends. And it's like, okay, so I'm doing that. And
isn't it annoying how exercise is good for you? It's so annoying how good it feels when you actually do it.
I hate it. No, literally, like I'll climb a hill and I'll be like, every time I'm equally like, that was not fun. Every time I do, that's like, not fun.
Gosh, I feel accomplished, and I hate
great.
that.
Yeah, and it's just over time you start to want to do it, which at first when I heard that I was like, that's the stupidest thing.
Stupid.
That's not true. And then you do kind of feel that way, which I just discovered like a week ago. I was like, okay, actually like I want to do that. You crave the pain a little bit, which sounds really twisted, but like you crave like the going through getting the accomplishment.
Oh, absolutely. I always say this all the time. Growth comes from resistance, right? It's like lifting. That's why you're, I'm with you.
Yeah. And so I thought about that. I was like, okay, well, let's get my apartment nice because I want my future person to not like be appalled at my living situation.
Right.
So, you know, did a whole color scheme like thing, and like I got Edison lighting, and
Yeah.
this is probably too TMI, and I don't need to talk about this.
He's like, and I live at this street, and no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I live in this corner. Yeah, and so I just did like a lot of reflection. I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm really grateful for that like hardship time where I felt like a lot of pieces in my life were falling, and that I had to stand up, you know, and be like, okay, I can't rely on people. It's time to like really like do some work inside.
You stood up for yourself, is what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's self-care is what I'm hearing too. You know, it may
Self-care.
sound like you just rearranged your apartment and painted or something, but it's like, no, it's so much more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Taking
it's
self-pride, valuing your space, valuing your time then as a person. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that matters.
and just like cooking and listening to music and just chilling and like that. I love those times where like there's just nothing going on and you're just playing your favorite music and you're just in your clean abode, clean apartment, and you're cooking and you just feel like, okay, I can do this. Like I can pay taxes. I can like do the adult stuff.
It's like de-jumbling, you know, everything else. I mean, and that's very real. I know I
Yeah.
experience that. Like sometimes I work from home and sometimes I'm like, I just have to clean this room in order for me to do any work today. Like, are those things
Sure.
related? No, but
No.
I need to put this thing away. It's been on my mind, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but they also are, you know.
Yeah, right.
It's like decluttering so you can declutter your brain too
right.
a little
it all
bit.
ties in. So it
Yeah.
was a low point that really led you to
low
the high
point.
point. I mean, which is often, it's a pretty common trajectory, but I think it's something really important to talk about. You know, it's
Yeah.
like something I think we all experience, but don't, you know, especially listening to your music. You have the most like delightfully warm and like often happy lyrically and, you know,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that wouldn't necessarily reflect a low point in your life, you know?
Sure. Yeah. And yeah, it just was really good for me, I think. And so I was like, okay, like I want to have this really cool life. And I had a lot of great people around me that helped support that. And we're like, here's what you do, man. Like, here's how you make it happen. And I don't know if I wouldn't have had those people, I don't know if I'd, you know, be like feeling so great about, you know, where my life is right now. And I still have a long ways to go, but like I needed that for sure. And I'm grateful for the hardship and pushing myself. And so, you know, nearing 30 now, and it's fun to look back and I maybe didn't do it the right way. I probably like climbed the hill a little too hard. I could have done it a lot more casually, but yeah, and it's just
go
crazy.
hard.
Like I hope like students too that I have like are like, oh cool, Mr. Hoyt like, you know, quit his teaching job and is doing the thing. And at first I was like, when I quit teaching, I was like, man, I don't want to like fail these guys. Like,
Yeah, right. There's a reality. This actually speaks to, you know, teaching. You really care about your students and you get close to them. And
Yeah.
especially probably in the more 3rd, 4th, 5th grade where they're almost, you know, headed off to middle school. And I mean, that matters because you want to show them that they can achieve whatever they want to do. I mean, that's what we should be doing for, you know, our kids. Talk a little bit today. We do have to wrap up, but how was your experience recording here today? Just
it's
gorgeous.
great. It's so high end. Everything
Yeah.
here is super high end, and I love how it's all like built and designed. And the video room to the recording room is all like, I saw you had the tape machine too. I've passed by it with my girlfriend and been like, oh my god, that's
I want to check it out.
Trilix. And then I was pumped to be here to be able, and so thanks so much for having me on the podcast and
Of
having me
course.
hang out. Like it's been really fun to just explore the space and record here and do the video and everything.
Yeah,
And,
cut a track in one take. I heard, so you're
oh
amazing.
yeah, you know, after Wells Fargo.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard.
After Wells, I want to say that for the 8th time. Things are just easy. Like I'll just pull up. No, it's really scary. But no, I just appreciate it a lot. And you know, Phil's the coolest dude. Very chill.
Yeah.
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 It's been a great day.
Thanks for joining us.
I feel like I totally just rambled,
It was awesome.
and
the whole AJR story was so great to hear.
oh man, I kind of like.
Happy you in my life, sad that you weren't before. excited about everything. I'm no longer feeling bored. You were a surprise, something I could not ignore. No, yeah. Was worried and feeling down until you came around. Yeah. Relax like my bags are packed. I'm flying to Fiji now. Oh yeah. I'm trying to find a word to explain somehow. No, 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 you get me so moody. Something about your smile just moves me. Simple yet effective, now look, see. You get me so moody, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. How many faces do I have to make before you smirk and say my name that way? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm asking nicely, politely. You get me so moody. Something about your smile just moves me. Simple yet effective, now look, see it. You get me so moody. No, 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 no. Caught up in your groovy personality and you're carefree. Laughing, loving, living so sweetly. No, you get me so moody. Oh no, yeah, because you're frustrating me. How good can someone be? I'm nervous even.
In the Round is produced and recorded at Trilix Studio. Remember to subscribe to In the Round wherever podcasts are found.